So I would have 33, yeah, because I was old for my class.
Okay.
I think I was in 5th grade in 2000.
Let me do some math. I might have been in 3rd grade.
Okay.
It's because what year did you graduate? 08?
Yeah.
So you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
So, and I went from Montfort from 2nd grade to 5th grade.
So we went to school together.
We did.
Fuck.
Look at that, dude. Small world.
Yeah.
13, dude.
That was where I met my Dragon Ball Z friend. It was 2nd grade. He was my first friend I met at Montfort.
Yeah.
That's, where I met all my Pokemon homies.
Yeah.
And that's where we started fucking off.
Actually, you were probably like the 5th graders when I was in 3rd grade that
you guys made fun of.
All fucking, you were all fucking like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And I'd be like, but I do. I play in a Pokemon League.
Yeah,
and I'd go to make my mom take me to Digital Dungeon, and I'd beat 30-year-olds at Pokemon.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I just got into playing the card game.
Oh, yeah?
And it's been fun, man. It's like, it's not as involved as Magic. Like,
no, definitely
Magic's so much.
Dude, Magic, I tried to get into.
I like that Pokemon, they discontinue cards.
Yeah.
It's, it's a ploy to make more money, of course. But it's nice because then it's like, you can enter at any point.
Yeah.
And the next year that,
there's gonna be
E's going to get discontinued. So any card that has an E on the bottom, you can't play anymore. Like,
yeah.
So that's been fun.
Try to balance it more.
Whereas Magic, it's the entire fucking conglomerate.
Oh,
right?
all of it.
So,
and Magic's kind of fucked because they release new sets once a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you just devalued all of your cards you just put out.
Right.
Yeah.
But whatever.
How about fucking Post Malone, dude, buying that $2.6 million card, dude? Good for him.
I didn't know that.
Post Malone, I fucking would. If I was that into Magic or that into anything, I would pay that.
Well, at $2.6 million for him,
yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Well, and he has the 2 most valuable Magic cards in his possession right now.
Lamar's best one.
Best one? Oh, fuck. He's got the 2 most valuable Magic cards.
I had a feeling.
In his
I had a feeling, that's all I'm saying.
It's like, it's the ring, which it was some guy out of Vancouver. And also imagine that guy absolutely changed his whole entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like $2.6 million, different life now.
Yeah.
But he bought the $80,000, or was it 180? I can't remember, but it's that stupid Locust. It's not even a cool card.
The White Lotus.
Yeah, it's black though.
Oh, is it Black Lotus?
I don't know. It's not even that cool of a card. I'm like, what the fuck for? That's not even cool artwork.
Yeah, but it's not even a good card either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super rare.
I think people have them in their deck, but also don't really use them. Yeah. What I like, it's like limited, 60 cards. This is what you got.
Yeah.
Playing the game.
Oh, yeah, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time. I don't even remember how to play it. I remember, like...
I have deck. No, I don't have my decks in my card.
Yeah.
But I've been ripping the new set, which is 151. And the whole thing is it's like all the original set.
Dude, I still have that
But
in a
remastered.
binder of
Solid.
the ones that I collected.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, there might be cards in there worth thousands of dollars. I haven't, actually looked at, what I've got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's the card trading thing is kind of fucked because you have to, if you have a card, you're like, oh, this is worth a bunch of money. You have to send it to get graded.
Right.
Because if it's not graded, then no one will buy it.
Honestly, even if you sell it raw, though, and it's in good condition, people get excited about that, and you can sell it over value because then they'll go grade it.
Yeah. And grading a card is
kind of a
fucking
gamble.
expensive.
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's worth a lot. Like, you send in a Charizard, that first edition Charizard, that's worth, raw $4,000. You send that in, you pay on the value of the card. You don't pay on just getting it graded. Mm-hmm. They make you pay on that. So then you're paying $500 to get it fucking graded.
Yeah.
And
it comes back. It's actually it's $300 because it's fucked. Yeah. It's all misprinted. You see how it's not centered and the frame is off, but then you see how the corners are peeling.
You're like, oh, I lost $100.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's interesting. Where this new set, I actually pulled the chase card. My girlfriend pulled it. And I haven't bought that much of it, but I just bought a few. I was like, yeah, I'm on vacation. Fuck it. I'll spend a couple bucks here and get some shit. And she pulled the Charizard, which everyone wants, alt art. And then I pulled the Blastoise. And the Blastoise immediately dropped. That's the thing. When you get stuff pre-sale or right away, the Charizard was worth $300 when she pulled it. Now it's worth $140.
Oh, because they put a bunch back out into circulation.
Well, and people are pulling them now, where it's day of and pre-sale. They're nobody's like selling them or pulling them, so like you can get away with selling them at a higher value. So like if you pull anything pre-sale, the time to sell is now.
Gotcha.
Where it's like that Charizard, I could not have sold it for $300. That would have been impossible for me to get that for it because I pulled it the day it released. But if I would have pulled it like a week before the release date, which some places put that shit out, like Walmart and Target, they'll put them out early. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
When they
they'll
get
just
them in, they'll
hit the
put them on the
fine or
shelf.
whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, and they don't even get fined. I think they're like, we got it in, put it on the shelf. Who cares? It'll sell out. It'll sell.
So recording the whole time.
Yeah,
This is actually a great conversation for DVD extras.
DVD extras.
well, we're already halfway through. but
Welcome to
everybody.
DVD Extras. We're talking about grading your rare cards.
But yeah, now that we're finishing the conversation, we're starting the DVD extras. So we might just
Perfect.
start as us
Where
talking
we
about
all
it.
went pee and like came back.
No one had their headsets on, and we were like this far away from the mic, so hopefully you can hear us, but whatever.
Pretty sure you could because once I put mine on and we were
Yeah,
sitting back.
yeah.
I could hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I
But
feel
also,
like,
when Edgar was on, I feel like he was right in the mic, and I felt like I could hear him on the headset really well.
Yeah.
And then I listened to that podcast, and it sounded like he was whispering the whole time.
Talks like this.
Anything he was saying.
Sound like you just shaded Edgar right there.
No, I love Edgar. Edgar's working on his being in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's a real
And he's improved.
It's
He's
a real
improved.
skill to actually talk into a microphone
Yeah.
and be in front of a camera.
Yeah.
It is.
For some people, it's like a
For some
learned
people,
thing.
it's a learned
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's funny. I got.
guess I'm just used to being under the lights.
Yeah, I mean, you
I'm
were
so
like you
used to being under the lights.
probably have been performed in front of more people than I ever will in my entire musical career.
Oh, we'll see on Friday, dude.
Well,
I think a ton of people are going to be there.
that was technically last week Friday when this comes out.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, last week Friday.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just like performing at in like D1 NCAA college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking people.
goddamn athlete.
Yeah.
What did you play?
I didn't
What's
play,
that story?
So I was the mascot at CU. I
Oh,
was
that's
Chip the Buffalo.
that's fucking
Yeah.
sick. Honestly, that's to me in my heart, that's better than playing on the field. Honestly,
Dude, it was the coolest fucking experience like of all time.
Yeah,
like
that's
I got
incredible.
to travel and go to all the Pac-12
Oh, yeah,
schools
dude.
and everything.
it'd be
and-
crazy. Like too, like you can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, yeah, you definitely can. I'm within reason. Of course.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can't, like,
go,
show your dick or anything,
or grab
but-
some boobie or something like that.
That's frowned upon.
But yeah, like there were certain moments like where it was like an almost out of body experience. You're like, holy
Yeah.
shit, am I actually doing this right now? You know? So yeah.
I'm just glad that
That's fucking
CU
sick,
never
dude.
started the
Oh my
tradition of
God.
doing push-ups for points or whatever.
No, they did when we were in
Oh,
school.
did they?
Yeah,
Ugh.
but I'm pretty sure thank God they took it away now because it'd be intense. But when I was there was 1 or 2 seasons that we tried doing it, and then we didn't score enough touchdowns. So they were like, "We're going to take this away."
That's good because you'll be like the fucking duck like a couple seasons ago.
Right.
Yeah, or a couple games ago where he did what 180.
180 something push-ups.
Yeah.
But what's nice about the mascot head is that it is so much in front of you that
That
like
you're,
you're
like,
kind of
doing
doing
like this.
half push-ups.
Yeah.
So it makes it look like you're doing it as long as you're doing the action of moving your
delts.
Yeah, it makes it look like you're doing a full push-up.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
as long as your back
That's
is
a little like behind baseball, right? Our inside baseball note right there.
Did you ever
Let me tell you,
watch
you're a
this
professional.
series? I think it was on Hulu, and it was just about mascots.
Yeah,
it was
So
like
that
just
all-
about
so that
the
was-
college mascots.
So that was all the people that did like Best in Show. And
Oh, okay.
Like, so it was a mockumentary. Kind
Oh,
of thing. It
okay,
wasn't
okay,
the
okay.
actual like inside story. Of
Oh,
it.
okay,
It was still
okay.
interesting to watch. Like, don't get me
yeah.
wrong.
Oh, yeah. When it was like
How much of it was accurate?
60%.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's a
Yeah.
normal
for
documentary.
yeah
It's
for
amazing. Yeah.
I mean that was yeah
Just
yeah.
like some of the exhaustion that you get and like the
oh I'm sure
I
it's
don't know like the
is it hot as fuck?
So they say
In there or
say,
no?
and it probably is hotter, but they say it's 40 degrees hotter in suit than it is outside. So if during a fall football game, it's 85 degrees in Boulder, probably it's probably 125, 130 in that suit.
But not even that. It's hotter on field.
That too.
So So if it's
Oh,
85
dude.
degrees, then it's probably 93 on field.
Yeah,
plus
add the 40.
Yeah.
And like, dude, it was crazy because like I'd come home and I would work here in Greeley, and I would just drink a ton of beer, lift weights, go back to school, and I would drop
solid college student life.
and drop 30 pounds once I got back on campus, just because of how much water weight.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would take
Disappeared.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
insane.
Yeah. So I was like, I was cut. like,
yeah.
at that time. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, definitely
absolutely.
not now. But it was just crazy, like how much that water weight just like comes off of you because you're sitting in that thing and just and your heart rate. I mean, it's a workout. Even if you're going to like a kid's birthday party, your heart rate's probably 140 the entire time, just because of how hot that is. And then imagine
the
performing
adrenaline and performing
in front of a crowd. You're easily going 180,
tens of thousands of
190.
people. Yeah.
So it was just insane.
Well, and I feel like you're in the mask, so like you're gonna do different stuff than maybe in normal life, but also it is still so adrenaline based,
Right.
Like it's all just
and everything you have to do has to be larger than life. So like if you're pointing at the crowd, you can't just like point. You have to point.
it's your whole body
so
is
it's a
pointing.
whole thing. Yeah.
You like pull it back and
And
send it.
Whip it. You're whipping that point.
And
Yeah.
yeet your arm all the way out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Throw your shoulder out.
Yeah.
Because they have to see you from the top row. You know?
Right.
Oh,
And that's-
absolutely.
No
and that's-
pun intended for CU.
And one of the kids who was a senior, when the first year that I joined the team, like explained that to me. He's like, listen, like sometimes there's a little girl up in the top row that is here to see you, not watch the football game. So you have to be on all the time. So I would always feel bad whenever I needed like a quick water break or something like that, because I just know that there's kids up in the crowd that are just watching Chip.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
you have to be on the entire time.
Yeah.
So, no, it's super unique experience. I mean, out of a university that has 40,000 people, I was one of 6.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
That's super
It's
cool,
a
man.
very small
That
club.
is
I
that's
know.
insane.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Is it one person? Like, do they like rotate out, or is it like one person for
One per
your
game?
4 years?
No. So when I was on the team, my first 2 years, there were 6 of us on the team, and then my last year there were 8 of us, because a few of us were kind of like wanting to work our way out and focus on
Teach the young bloods.
focus on school, because we were not doing great in school our sophomore and junior years, like our first 2 years on the team.
Solid.
Especially for me, where I didn't pick a major until my junior year. I was like, shit, I'm doing 18 credit hours, and then 21 my second semester. I was like, fuck. So I kind of like weaned myself off of it. But no, you have to always be on, like no matter what, whenever you're in that suit. And like for games, we would do where somebody would do a half, and then another person would do the second half. So we would try to pick people who had
were
similar
similar?
body
Yeah,
types, sort of thing. Yeah, because if Chip is 3 inches taller week to week, nobody's going to notice that.
Oh, yeah, week to week, you're fine.
But if it's game of,
Yeah.
fuck, it's a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we tried to split that up.
Similar body type and probably like enthusiasm too. I feel like that's a big thing where it's like maybe like one of the new guys, he's good, but he's not quite as enthusiastic.
Right,
as,
and that's just coming from, that's just doing it more and more, where you get more comfortable doing certain.
Was there any like circumstances where it's like you're doing like a sport that no one was going to go to, and you're just like, all right, give this to the freshmen?
I mean, the biggest one for us is like there's a ton of volleyball games and a ton of basketball games, women's and men's, and the rookies would usually get like women's soccer, volleyball, and then women's basketball. No offense to those sports, just
less
that they're
attended.
less
of course.
attended.
Less stakes. For the mascot and what you're doing.
And it's good training, because the mascot always has a handler, and so the handler goes and says, hey, you did good at this, here's how you can improve.
I just thought it was like because you see it, when you're walking around the stadium, and then the mascot has to do their round. I don't know what that, I don't know if you do that every game, but a lot of the times you'll go to sporting events and they'll make the mascot like do a lap, and all the kids take pictures, and it's great, but there's always a handler. And I was like, there's always
somebody there. And you're like, what is their job?
Mine was always like, that's security, and it's always like a really like petite
small white woman, and it's like she's security for the mascot.
Yeah,
She's gonna
No, that
if anybody
person-
tries to get the mascot, she's got to tase him or something.
She's usually on the like marketing team.
That makes-
is usually
that makes
and telling
way
the mascot
more
where
sense.
to go.
Yeah.
Usually there's a backup mascot that is there somewhere either in the crowd or right next to the mascot that you don't even notice. Like you try to become invisible. And like for us, we always had a white hat on that said Chip's fan club on it and would always be where Chip was so that the people knew there are people that work at the stadium
would
know,
know.
that's the
Yeah.
Chips.
That's interesting.
Go with them.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the circumstances that you were talking about, like there were moments like big games where like a crowd would rush the field, or I did the KU CU basketball game, and when CU won off of a late buzzer beater, the entire crowd rushed the floor.
Dude, that's crazy.
And
yeah.
the oxygen out of the stadium just got sucked up.
Yeah, it gets pushed.
It
It's
pushed
crazy.
out.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
so I had to get rushed out of the court because I literally like locked eyes with my handler, who luckily for me is like is my best friend. Like,
Well,
was my-
locks Chip's mouth to the handler.
well, he was my best man at my wedding, and he was a Chip too.
Yeah.
And he saw I'm with the basketball players, and they're getting rushed, and he sees me go. I pointed at the head, and I go like this.
Yeah.
And he goes, he can't breathe.
Yeah, we got to get him the fuck out
And I'm
of here.
getting chills talking about it because literally, like, then all of a sudden, because it was a big game, so a lot of the Chips were there. Literally, three handlers were there on me, pulled me off the court because that oxygen just got sucked.
Well,
out
and you
of
have
there.
to
So imagine being
have
in
that community,
thing.
I assume, in that. Yeah.
And I'm not the only one. Like that happened to a ton of us, but
yeah,
that's
of
the
course, of
experience
course.
that I had
In the
where
costume,
it was
yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
That's wild. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's awesome. Well, I mean, not you almost like dying, but like, just that experience.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
cool.
unique. Yeah,
Fuck.
very, very unique.
Yeah,
Well, shit.
that's.
I don't know
sick.
where we can go after that. Talking to Pokemon to
Oh my gosh.
G1 mascotting.
Well, I didn't know until tonight that you were the head distiller at 477.
Yeah.
So how did you get into distilling?
Yeah, I have a story about like getting thrusted into like having to be on camera because we talked about that for a second.
Oh, no.
God damn it, Chris.
A little live wire on you.
Oh my god.
I PP'd.
Also Livewire. I think it's a unanimous consensus.
This is the best.
Probably
It's
the
the
best
best one.
flavor.
That's the
This
best
is the
one.
best flavor. Yeah. They're all really good, but this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But no, I'll talk about the distilling part first, and then the like being on camera a bit, because that was a thing we talked about Edgar,
Yeah.
and how he's working towards that and trying to be better about that and everything like that.
That is how we got into that conversation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we got in the conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Now it makes sense.
No, distilling, it was an interesting journey for me. I went to college for a semester. I realized that was not for me. I got sick of it. I would stop going to class. And I was a great high school student, got good grades, phenomenal, did my shit. And then I got into college and it just sucked. So I dropped out and I was like, you know what? I'd rather work 2 jobs or 80 hours a week at one job until I figure out what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I had always worked either 2 jobs, which usually equated to
60,
70-ish
Yeah.
hours on average a week, or I worked like construction for 60 to 70 hours a week for, a lot of young adulthood.
When you can do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
when
when you
that's
can
like totally
physical
fine.
labor for 70 hours a week, yeah.
And then I moved to Colorado, and then I got into the gutter industry, actually.
Like roof gutters or like
Roof gutters, yeah, house gutters.
Okay.
But
I
it's
didn't
like
know
a
if
real
you just
niche.
became homeless and just lived in the
Oh
gutter for a
no,
minute.
it was like a niche one
And
of
that's the
like
gutter
And
industry.
that's where you found
The
your love for
gutters.
distilling, because you're drinking shit whiskey in the gutter and you're like,
I was
can do
drinking
better.
lake water and it was
Yeah.
getting me drunk, and I was like, you can make this better, I bet. No, I got into gutters. Honestly, it just kind of happened. I came out here before I moved here for a job fair, and it just worked out. And it was a niche gutter company in the sense of they're the most expensive gutters you could purchase.
Oh, okay.
They were like high-end gutter
So
system.
you worked on like good ass houses.
And it was exclusively commission. You start off at minimum wage, and then they make sure you can cut it, and then they move you on to commission. And I made good money doing it. It was good. And then I got promoted to the production manager and did all that, and it just sucked. It just sucked the life out of me. I was like, when you have to deal with customers in that kind of way, where it's like the salesman lied to me, or the installing guys didn't do this right, or you know what I mean? Like you have to fix all these problems and deal with these customers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm done with construction. I'm ready to get out of it. And then I moved. I think I overcorrected a little bit. I started working at a doggy daycare.
Oh yeah, that's a little adjustment.
Yeah. And I worked there for 3 years, and it was a great job. It was really fun.
Were you like, you know what? I like dogs.
Yeah, I like dogs.
I love dogs, dude.
Dogs.
This is good. And honestly, you learn a lot. Like there's a lot to learn about dogs' behaviors and in leading a pack, if you will. Like that's how they always describe it. You come in, you're the leader, and it was fun, and it was a great job, and met a lot of cool people. But excuse me, I burped. And then you find out really quickly there's only so many avenues to climb in that industry.
Yeah.
And it was like the next step was either become like a groomer or a dog trainer, and I had absolutely no interest in any of that.
Make your own.
Or make your own doggy daycare, and it's like, I have no interest in having to deal with that insurance policy.
For real.
So it was like every day Friday, I didn't go into work till 11, and I would get in town. So I worked in Erie at the time, but I lived in Milliken. I would get into town at 7 a.m. And from 7 to 11, I would sit in the coffee shop, and I would figure out what I want to do with my life. Like that was my whole thing. And it was 7 to 11 every Friday, every week, and outside of that too. But that was like my time to really figure it out. And I've always loved the craft brewing industry in Colorado, but I've never been a big beer guy. And now I enjoy beer a lot, and I've moved into appreciating beer and enjoying the flavors of beer, but it was never my first choice growing up. And then
starting at 21 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. Starting you don't admit to crimes on the internet.
Drink underage.
I've said this multiple times.
I've admitted to crimes on the internet a couple times. It's fine. But
and then your mom says, "I forgive you, Jory."
Yeah. She's like, "I knew."
Yeah,
I knew. But
no, you didn't, Karen.
Tammy. She
took a wild guess. I was pretty damn close.
Not bad. Her Instagram handle is Momster69. If you've listened to the pod when I've been on it before, usually she gets a shout out.
Yeah.
But then I discovered that you could make distilled spirits as a craft place, and then I was like, all right, that's what I want to do. And then I ended up starting at a bartender at the distillery when they opened. And then the owner knew what I wanted to do. He knew I wanted to get into distilling, and I had done enough outside research and learned the process kind of. And
so you didn't just come in completely blind to me.
Let's throw some peanut butter in this.
Yeah, exactly. And then and then 2020 happened, and then it was full time in the back, and
learned the process a lot during COVID.
Well, and pre-COVID, I actually I went to, it's called Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Moonshine U. If you want to sponsor us, you can.
Yeah, because we're going to send people to them.
I don't know. We could get some people out there.
Also, now we know you didn't believe in COVID.
Oh, it's 2019. It was 2019. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, it was literally right. It was it was January 2020. So before the shutdown.
Oh, like months before.
Yeah, so March, mid-March. My birthday was March 5th. My birthday is March 5th.
Yeah, I was like, can you change it? Can you do that?
That Sunday, which was like the 7th or the 10th or some shit like that.
That was
the shutdown happened.
Yeah.
So I went to Moon U that year. I had my birthday party. We all partied. And then it was like, oh, now we're done with life. Life's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just been balls to the wall since. And even before that, I had come up, Lemon Drop. It's one of our most popular products. I had come up with that before. I think I was working 1 day a week in the back at that time. Mm-hmm. And we figured
yo, check this shit out.
Yeah. I was like, this is fucking bang. And I think people like that. And it's just been that process of figuring out messing with flavors, creating flavors, almost like a chef kind of vibe where like, you know, you blend flavors, you figure out what you're doing, and a lot of things happen in post too. I think people don't realize that, where like I make gin and then I cut the peels off 1,000 lemons and then I soak them for 10 days. So it's all post on that, and then I back sweeten it.
That's awesome.
But then the other part of like COVID was because I'm big in the cocktail world too. Like I help with the menus all the time, and like I know a lot about cocktails and flavor combinations and how to create balanced drinks, if you will. I hated speech class growing up. Like that was a nightmare for me. I absolutely hated it. But I've always had a loud personality, and I've always been like a class clown kind of guy. So during COVID, we started to do these weekly cocktail classes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they were live streamed. So it was like, the pressure's on. This is what you have to talk about. If you fuck up, you just have to roll through it, figure it out. And then it just got me so used to like talking and being on the camera and like dealing with that. We never had too many views, you know. We're looking at a couple hundred views per thing, but it, you know, it's like the pressure feels high. And like I've had people come into the distillery and like act like I'm famous for it. Like I've taken pictures with people.
They're like, "Oh my God, you were the guy that
You're Jory
on the internet.
You are Jory." And then like they live down in Texas, but their family lives in Colorado.
Oh shit!
They would ship them as much as they could, but like sometimes with the limited releases, they couldn't get them out in time.
Yeah.
And they would do during COVID these FaceTimes with each other while they were watching the lives. And like that's super cool to me. Where it's like, you know, we were able to bring that family together that was unable to visit each other for 2 years or whatever it was. Like. And I had to give a happy birthday shout out on a video. They took pictures with me. Like that was wild.
You got paid some money. Birthday shout out
Over the pants hand job.
They did not.
Everything was
but
good.
That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, no, that's been like my weird like
foray
of like, what got me into being comfortable on camera and, you know, talking on
that's
camera.
crazy,
Dude,
man.
both those stories.
And then we started shooting all these fucking videos
yeah, we
where
did.
like we do this 25 days of Christmas deal, and we shoot all these like
Which we should be
hilarious. We need to start this.
Actually, probably should. Yeah.
We shoot all these
they're
like
ready by Christmas or
stupid,
Thanksgiving-ish time. Yeah.
funny videos, and like now I'm hopefully there's no children listening, but now I'm Chai Guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like this Chai superhero guy, dude.
Yeah.
Spoilers, put your fingers in your ears.
Earmuffs. It's not me.
Chai Guy's real.
But no, so now it's like I have this like alternate persona that I do too, and it's just ridiculous how you get moved into these scenarios.
Yeah.
But then it's like it's fun, so I don't give a shit.
Well, and as long as you're
Time.
comfortable with it, who gives
Oh
a shit?
yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, like last year we had Edgar on videos for the first time, and it was so uncomfortable. I was like, Edgar,
Like you're sitting there
loosen up, bud. This isn't even live, baby. You can take as many cuts as you want.
You're
Loosen
doing
up.
great. But yeah, like your guys' story just makes mine like I just like attention. I don't like
Yeah.
That's how I know I got
That's where
good.
mine started. Trust
Yeah,
me.
that's fair. But it's just like,
mine too, a little
I
bit,
started talking into a mic and in front of a camera before there was a mic or camera. I'm just sitting in front of the mirror and be like, "Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Chris." Yeah. But yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
My origin story is
Here we
not
are.
as good as you guys. Yeah, that's all I'm
Here we
saying.
are. Chai Guy's origin story, dude.
Yeah.
Mine's not even an origin story. It's just what happened to me.
That's just life.
Same.
It's
It's just life happened, man.
Yeah.
You get. This is what happens. You get put into something.
Well, I think that was a fantastic deep dive into our new co-hosts. So thank you guys again for checking out this episode of DVD Extras. Hope you guys had a happy Friday. Please make sure to check out what is happening this Friday.
Big event. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Because like
know.
Oktoberfest was last week. I don't know. We're coming into October now. I don't know what's going on. But anyway,
Halloween's at the end of the month, so just don't forget that, you know.
definitely don't forget that. But anyway, thank you guys again. We will see you next week on another episode of DVD Extras. Once again, special shout out to Jory and Dakota and the special
And a special
guest.
shout out to Chris, our
Hey,
very
thanks,
special
guys.
guest that
Thanks,
we
guys.
invited here.
And no other means.
No
is why
other.
I'm
He
here.
could not have been on this without us inviting him.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm gonna shout out G.
yeah. Shout out G.
Shout out G, that fucking piece of
Bitch.
shit.
See how when we would burp, we would go away.
Yeah, see, that's how you do it.
How you do it.
We had I had one in the mic, and then I said that was a very G thing of me, but the rest of them, I gave it over here. So just work on it, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. We love you.
It's fine.
We love you to death.
But anyway, thank you guys. See you
Thank
later.
you guys for coming out. Take care.
I just cheers with the microphone.
Cheers.
Whatever. All right.
Actually,